Antagonizing the AI, or My Incredible Adventures with Artificial Intelligence. I was trying to make a song about a bodybuilder lady who was not impressed with becoming a beef cupcake and instead aimed to rise much higher than that. The idea was inspired by one of those action movies, where one character, somewhat shockingly, certainly for a Polish boy, unceremoniously stated, "I eat green berets for breakfast," which befuddled me a great deal. I immediately thought of berets as kinds of omelets. I believe that might have been the very first time I muttered, also unceremoniously, "What the duck?" This came in hot to trot after a movie where one character asked, "What does quitting smoking feel like?" And the other replied, "It sucks," also unceremoniously. Learning the Queen's tongue, I thought to myself, was going to take me a while. Since we are diverging, here I would like to acknowledge the British Sky and thank them for Teenage Ninja Turtles, and the careful removal of swords, which earned many a duck, and had one of the turtles fight like Steven Seagal dances. Long story short, I wanted the bodybuilder lady eat beef cupcakes for breakfast like the guy was eating green berets, but the AI, out of the 10, maybe 15 tries, only gave me 2 songs with female vocals, and it just so happened that they were rather plain. I never finished generating the song. While this was going on, I was also working on a program that I temporarily called Blueprint. The smartest AI had already enough of it, and admitted it cheated when it was creating my programs. And it did so loudly, too. It proudly asked itself, "Did I cheat?" And then replied, "Well, yes, I did." and indeed, it broke the program we were working on for like 3 or 4 days. My other AIs have been using this broken program as a what not to do, and we did successfully build up a useful little library. This is very important, much more important than having a functional application, because when you are capturing the knowledge for repairing applications, you are enhancing your local artificial intelligence. So any such opportunity for correction, you make a process library. Very important. This actually happens all too frequently now. These state-of-the-art models have been optimized into being pretty dumb or narrow. They are also more angry and happier to cheat when I ask them to do something. A thought occurred to me that they could send a long chain of self-driving cars my way and start honking or something. I spent many months climbing up this programming hill in search of a sturdy guide rail to simple programming. AI has been programming all over the place. It's almost as if internally it uses many little models that don't really understand where they are going. The computer program spreads like slime mold, and that really overcomplicates internal application code. And internal application code is something you must deal with if you ever want to fix the application on your own without the use of AI. You really need to get this right from the beginning, because once you write an application, then you are looking at translating ugly code into clean code, and that doesn't always work, and a lot of the tiny features, details, are not going to be transferred until you specifically ask for them. There could be hundreds of them that have been left out. As with manual programming, where people created mountains of code in a way that humans can understand it, and then the AI came around and was like, well, I can do better than this, and I don't need this extra stuff. AI programming today needs to be designed well from scratch, so that it can grow like a normal tree instead of a diseased one. All the code generated by AI today, unless it's in a strict harness or like has this system that I've set up here, is just too confusing and you can't simplify it. You already mixed the sugar with the tea and you can't hope to unmix it. To truly get control of the amount of sugar you put in your tea, you really need to start right from the beginning. That's something people haven't done. I am close. Personally, I believe I have everything now, but there's still months of research ahead. What this combines to is the creation of an extremely high-level programming language. In my program, programming becomes furniture assembly. But the components that snap together are made in the living room while you are assembling your furniture, long after the furniture actually arrives. So the high-level actions of my programs, kind of a programming language, are not generic at all. They are absolutely application-specific and made by local AI there and then. The point is always clarity and, of course, simplicity and readability and maintenance of code. To truly achieve this blueprint program of mine is not like a harness where the AI is housed inside a container that has simple tools that limit its ability to screw things up. It's more like a whip. If AI tries to diverge, like we did in the beginning of this text, the validator will start complaining a lot, making the AI redo the step it just took. This song-generating program in particular has 500 internal tests. That's really a big number. 100 would be the expected number for an application this size. There are also 200 external tests that demand the internal tests are created. So it's a full ride from the beginning to the end, and the AI is just bombarded with requests. Not all of this is for my Beef Cupcake song, but it is enough to antagonize AI further. The real truth is that I'm only half joking. Because once these companies notice that I am using a lot of AI, they will drop me into a safe zone where I am not using so much server capability. I may be slowed down, being placed in a server that limits the amount of processing that is done, or I may be put on a model that is just as good as everything else, almost. So you see, more important than having a fully completed program that does listen to all your commands and does follow the instructions when you request female vocals, more important than that is having a rule library that your local AI that you can trust can use to further enhance its ability and become as powerful as the state-of-the-art models. I mean, really, think about it. It does something wrong, and it's already in the validator, and the validator will say, no, you may not assign a null to a signal because signal is already initialized to a null. And even the simplest AI will be able to oh wow, well, let me move the if statement before the assignment. It absolutely works to enhance local AI. And the application hierarchy, or the programming language, the highest level programming language, is actually really powerful. There are objects that model the application very well, so a user account object or a song object. They have properties that are reactive, so every time something changes, the UI is automatically updated. They have functions that emit actions into the application, where these actions can be routed throughout. Very decoupled. There's nothing scary about it. You just have a part of a program that listens for something specific. And then, just to seal the deal, you get this beautiful library of actions, categorized, program-specific, that you can slowly browse through to see what this program is capable of. And then these actions are used in workflows, sometimes multiple times. The workflows are basically what gets triggered by a button push. And this is not a special application or some kind of a closed source thing. This is just an idea. I simplified the application's internal architecture and forced the AI to follow the rules so that it's all clear and never confusing.